Hello, I hope you're having an awesome day. So you're looking for metal, and you've gotten used to the new way metal looks in Arc ASA over the old way in ASE, right? So you're looking for these on Aberration, but you're having a hard time finding very many. Well, there's a reason for that. They've changed what metal looks like on Aberration. So if you've gotten used to this being the metal, it actually looks different on Aberration. There are still metal nodes that look like this on Aberration, but they're few and far between. Alright, so most of the metal is going to be in the blue zone now. And what's going on here? Daylight has happened. Okay. Alright, so one of the things I will warn you, when in the blue zone, you can see these little mushrooms like this. These mushrooms will puff out a blue cloud of spores and it will suffocate you. Make sure you have water mushrooms on you to counteract their effect. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you in the blue zone here what metal looks like. Alright, so metal looks like these rocks right here. So as you can see, we're getting a lot of metal from this, more than we were from the metal node. So you just hit all these with A keys, pickaxes, whatever. However you farm metal, that's for you to decide. But they just look like this. Nothing special. Unfortunately, some of the aberration stone out here in the blue zone looks like that as well. So you'll be getting a lot of flint and stone while hitting these. But yeah, these are going to be metal. Alright, these tall ones here. These are going to be, I guess, mostly stone and flint. On ASE, these look much nicer and easier to identify. They would have layers of this blue, like cool little blue texture, kind of working its way through the stone and cracks and stuff. And yeah, so it made it easier to identify what was metal. So now you just have to go around hitting on the rocks. Most of the tall rocks are just going to be stone. And then, but you can still get metal out of stone, of course, so might as well whack them with the Anki. And little rocks like this are going to be where you get your metal. Alright, that's pretty much everywhere in the blue zone. But one of the largest concentrations of it is going to be near 39.8 and 79.6. Now if I can pull up my other map here. Yeah, so from the surface entrance in the blue zone, right, this area here is going to have a ton of metal. All the way pretty much this whole region here, right, just a ton of metal. So I'll go ahead and show you here so it's visually easier to see. Okay, so this is the entrance to the surface in the blue zone. Alright, if you go down from there, cut to the left and go out through there to the right and back around and then back down through here, you'll get a ton of metal. And if you keep, I guess we can go ahead and show you the boundaries here. We'll go to the left. It's not really boundaries, but if you're on an Anki crab, you might not want to go up. So you go around this, come around this way, cut back down. So this is kind of the line here. You can get metal up there. It's just less of it. So it depends on your pathing and the amount of time you have. But yeah, you can also get a bunch of obsidian in this area. All right, so you can get a lot of obsidian, a little bit of crystal, and a little bit of blue gems in this area as well. And if we go on around and we come back down toward the rivers in the blue zone, right, continue collecting. So the surface entrance is on the right there, so we'll continue on. We'll want to kind of swing back this way to avoid some spore zones. Cut back through up under here. Come out around. You can go back up in there to the surface area and keep clearing. Come back down the ramps near the surface area. Alright, you can see the surface entrance is right there. Come down, clear all of this area out. Alright, then you can head up this way. There's a there'll be a ramp going up just right over here. Where's it at? Alright, if you cut down through here, you'll see a charge zone, and then you can go around. A lot more metal. You can come, and then you can come up this ramp. And going up this little bridge ramp here is a bunch of more metal. Alright, all the way up this bridge here. And then careful, if you go too far much that way, there's a blue zone that will suffocate you. Alright, and then you can cut back across and go back over here and get a bunch of metal. And there's a little bit of obsidian back up in here as well. So great way to get a lot of metal and obsidian. Be careful, a lot of players think this is a good base location and like to build around this here. It is an okay base location because it has only the entrance to the bridge coming this way if you don't want to do some climbing, use some climbing dinosaurs or Fortnite up to it or a Zeppelin up to it. Alright, so yeah, well, lots of different ways to attack this. You can come around and build up on pillars and stuff and come over and attack this. Yes, this is not that strong of a spot, but we're not really going over it for that, so we can go into more detail if you prefer it later. Alright, so yeah, this is where you get all the metal you could ever want on Aberration. Come through here with a Carcinos and 2 Ankies and just and 2 riders and just slot cap them. Right, you can toss the Ankies around even after they are overweight and you can't walk with the crab anymore. So you can just toss, and just keep going and double slot cap your Ankies, put them up and get more, slot cap some more. And then, yeah, just keep repeating this every time the metal is back up. And then you'll just have insane amounts of metal to use. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.